This short video is going to show you how to create a subfolder in any of your top level folders right here. So for example, when I click on week 2 right here, I have 7, 8 items in here, and maybe I want to create, one or two subfolders so it's a little better organized for students. And so if I have all that content in here, I have content and I also have assignments. So I'm going to create an assignments folder. And so I'm going to create new. And they call their subfolder lessons in here. So I'm just going to click on new lesson. And I'm going to call that assignments. I'm going to make it visible and save and close. And that puts it at the very bottom here, but you could drag it up or down, whatever you want to do. And so you have a couple options here. So for example, if I want to just take paper 1 right here, if I take that, if I drag that just underneath assignments, I have paper 1, and I'm going to do that same with quiz 1. Then finally, presentation 1. You'll see where I've created a divider line right here essentially, but I don't have what I would call like a little indentation for that folder. And so I've just like dragged those particular assignments right underneath that folder assignment right there. So if I go back to week 2 right here, you're going to see here's the class information, things that they have to do or read, and then the assignments are right underneath. So what if you want the folder assignments to be indented? And so the reason why you would want that to be indented, so for example, if you had like multiple folders or things in here, it's like maybe you'd want that structure where you'd have like another folder for content, you'd click on that content, and then it would show up underneath. This is more of a dividing line right here. And so if you really want it to be indented, what you're going to do is you're going to hover over it. You're going to hover over it and just drop it right in there. And so now I'm just going to move these other ones just slightly so everything falls in alignment. So now, if I close the assignments right there, you're going to see, or like week 2, I can open it up, open and close it, and then I could add another folder in here called like content or something like that. So I'm going to replicate that again with another subfolder. So for example, if you have days of the week that like, you put a lot of stuff in there, then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I really should have this on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing. It's that same process. So I'm going to click on create new folder. And if my class was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe I would put Monday here. Make it visible, save and close. And I'm going to drag that out of assignments is where I ended up putting it by accident. And so I'm going to put, these 4 items in Monday. So I'm just going to hover over it. And now card tricks is inside Monday. So is that second article. And so now if I close that, I have week 2, I have Monday, and then I have assignments right there. So it's easier to create this structure ahead of time instead of like recreating it on the back end that I just did. And so, but you can certainly do it both ways. If you want a third option to help with that arrangement, something that's kind of unique is if I go to course admin, and if I go to course builder, and this gives me the structure that's there. So here I have like week 2. I have Monday and the assignments down here, and I can move any of these items, like up or down, or move to. So for example, I could put that in a different folder if I wanted to. So it gives you like another option to rearrange some stuff. Thank you and have a good day.